morning, everyone. I am Jervin Aaron Estilo Santos, and for today's video, I will be discussing about language, dialect, and variety by Professor Hanki, Kumar, and Kachru. So, language by definition is the principal thought of human communication, consisting of words used in a structured and conventional way and conveyed by speech, writing, or gesture. Meanwhile, dialect is a particular form of a language which is peculiar to a specific region or social group. A society could not thrive if language and dialect does not exist nor represent a certain society. But how do they differ from each other? How do they vary from each other? Where does variety exist between them? According to the discussion of Professor Hangi, language consists of 5 criteria. First is must be standardized, autonomous, vital, sort of reduced, and have norms. Language has to be standardized by formulating grammar, construction, lexis, and syntax. Once standardized, people has to be using it, makes it vital. People who makes it vital sort of states the path of the language, omitting parts of a certain aspect of language, then the language becomes autonomous and reduced. It will have norms once the good and the bad aspect of the language was identified. On the other hand, dialect is a form of that certain language that is only used by a certain group of people. It could be regional, where only a certain region speaks that form of language. It could also be social, where a certain group of people speaks that language from regardless of demographics. Lastly, it could be phonological, as the phonology of that dialect differs from one another. In a different discussion made by Professor Kumar, language and dialect are basically the same entity but differs in some aspect. Language is an innate human capacity and can be done in a very subconscious for the cognitive understanding. Once a group of people speak and understand each other, that is already considered a language. Dialect, on the other hand, is another form of language, but differs on the manner it is manipulated. For instance, a lot of dialect spoken across India that differs on verb conjugation, certain terms, and subject-verb agreement. He also agreed that language and dialect coexist in a society. With all that has been said, it is indeed a long discussion when language and dialect is tackled. They may vary in some aspect, but nevertheless, they are the same in a sense that they are being used to communicate and is essential for the society to thrive. According to Kachru, the spread of English has been viewed in terms of two diasporas. First is the migration of English-speaking people. Second is the diffusion of English among speakers of diverse groups of people as a result of colonialism and other political and economic factors. He also introduced the three circle concept of word Englishes, and the circles are a conception of the status and functions of English. The inner circle refers to the English as it only originally took. And one of the countries that includes in the first circle, the inner circle, is British and American, English, US countries. The other circle was produced of second diaspora, which spread of language through colonization in Asia and Africa. One of the countries that includes here is Philippines. And last but not the least, the expanding circle. It represents further the diffusion of English by the influence of Britain and USA in East Asia and Middle East. So I think that's it for today's video. Have a great day ahead and see you in the next vlog. Thank you.